And welcome back to Fandom United. I hope all of you had a great start to your work week. Geo here. And spoiler alert, I didn't really enjoy Venom Let There Be Carnage, the first trailer. We got our first look earlier today on Monday, and I thought it was just okay. It didn't really move the needle. It didn't really get me more excited. It didn't get me less excited. I think it's a little bit too early to judge based off of one trailer. But I came across a commentary from director Andy Serkis, who I'm a big fan of. Obviously, he did the Apes movies. I liked what he did with Mowgli, the darker version of Jungle Book on Netflix. And hopefully, by watching this and doing a reaction, my feelings can change a little bit, and I could be more excited, knowing exactly what he's going for with Venom: Let There Be Carnage. This is his second directorial effort as far as a motion picture goes, and so there's a lot of pressure on him to prove that he can do it, not just do motion capture or VFX. So let's check out the trailer commentary, and I'll let you know afterwards what it does for me, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. That's good.
Welcome. My name is Andy Serkis, and I am lucky enough to have been the director on Venom: Let There Be Carnage. And I am so excited after all this time, after what seems like an endless period of time, to finally bring you the world
He has a great
first
voice,
trailer
very
of this
distinct
amazing movie starring
voice.
Tom
Like you
Hardy,
could tell it's Andy
Michelle
Serkis.
Williams, and Woody Harrelson and Naomi Harris. So welcome to the trailer, which we're going to break down and share a few stories about it. Here we go.
Please be rated R. It's not yet rated.
I mean, imagine living in this flat. You've got crazy Eddie Brock and you've got crazy Venom, and they are now what is in effect in the odd couple stage of their relationship. This is now they've been together for, I don't know, imagine a year and a half, say, since the last story, and they're figuring out how to be with each other. And it's like living with this maniac toddler. Eddie's really struggling. He can't concentrate. He's trying to get on with work, and he's of course only thinks about himself anyway.
Excuse me?
Yummy.
Their relationship was a highlight in the first movie. I'll say that.
Good evening, Eddie.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Mrs. J.
Little Easter egg as he passes. I'm not going to give too much away, actually, but there's a little Easter egg in this scene. And
Stan
Eddie
Lee.
just points to him there. And on you go. And Mrs. Chen runs the convenience store, and that's where they go for their chocolate supplies and so on. Now, okay, Woody Harrelson. Cletus Cassidy in this story, of course, we've left the last movie, and the Easter egg on the end was the introduction of Cletus Cassidy.
Horrible haircut.
It seems that from the way that we lead into this story, that they have formed some sort of relationship, and he's the only person that Cassidy will talk to, and it's because there's something in their personalities, in both their personalities, which in fact there's a similarity. They're both had strange upbringings with strange relationships with their parents and their families, and there's a sort of an inherent loneliness that they both recognize in each other. Cletus actually reaches out and will only speak to Eddie Brock. That's at the beginning of the story. We learn that he's the only one he'll speak to, and the cops therefore want Eddie to go in and investigate and try and discover where some of the many bodies that of Cletus's victims are.
Every decision we ever make.
Obviously, there are links between Venom and Spider-Man in the Marvel universe and the Spider-Man story, but in this
Daily
we're
Bugle.
treating this very much as it's his own world. The Venom story is his own world. There are nods and
Sam Raimi.
little moments that you just like this newspaper, the Daily Bugle, of course. But on the whole, he's unaware. They are unaware at this point of other characters like Spider-Man. So that's the way we've chosen to play this particular episode of the movie. But well, we'll wait and see. We'll see what little things you can pick out of it. This character here, though, is His name is Mulligan, and played by the incredible Stevie Graham, who you will have seen in loads of movies recently. Really talented British actor. He plays Mulligan, who is the cop who's really trying to investigate Cletus Cassidy, and is waiting for news. Constantly waiting for news from Eddie as he goes in and interrogates him.
Who do we leave behind? And how do we leave them?
This lovely
Ravencroft
abode is, of course, well known to fans. I'm not going to say too much about it, but of course it houses some of the world's greatest supervillains, and it's a secret place not even Detective Mulligan and SFPD know about. We get another slightly different entry point into this strange place, which of course links up to other Marvel Universe characters, particularly Spider-Man stories, of course. But again, without giving too much away.
That could be
Here we have
the key to tie-in.
Naomi Harris as Frances Barrison, aka Shriek, and she is very, as we know from those who know the comics well, know that she had a very difficult childhood too. Not unlike many of the other characters in this movie, it's very much a running theme. Family, parents, how things have gone wrong, how people may know, if they're fans of the Venom comics, how damaged she has been, and been bullied and manipulated by parents, and has, went through a very traumatic upbringing, and forms a very strong, lifelong relationship with her childhood sweetheart, who I'm not going to give away who that is right now.
In the darkness, the rescuer never comes. Welcome back, Eddie Brock. It's been a long time. Miss you so much.
And this is our introduction to Cletus. Now, you'll notice that Cletus it looks very different to the Coda in the last movie, and we wanted to give a sense that he is, he's been in there for some time, and that he's gone through various changes. We wanted to strip away all of that so that we could really see what's going on with the darkness of the character. The end of Cletus as we see it, and he finally is about to depart this world, or so we think.
Soon come chaos.
But no, because guess what? This is called Let There Be Carnage, let's face it. So is he really going to disappear? I don't think so. And here we are. You get to see a little bit, just a snippet of the transformation of Cletus Cassidy into Carnage. The scene which precedes this is obviously it's an execution scene. And so what's so great about this movie is that you can go from the real life, and it feels very real. When we were shooting that whole scene, it felt very, there's this real. It's a completely replica of the San Quentin Death by Lethal Injection chamber, and it's sort of. It's got a really weird, dark, horrible kind of mood to it. So, and then it goes into this, which is what's so amazing about these stories, is that you can go from a sense of reality, and it's all based in reality, and then you can shift into an extraordinary character like this. Literally the birthing of Carnage. Here we see a little moment of the potential capabilities of Frances Barrison's superpowers, and what she can, this is just a slight indication of the damage and the havoc she can wreak as Shriek. So a little indication of Carnage at play with what he can do. I mean, this character was so much fun to work on in design, and to take from the comic and take from the comic world, and to we looked at so many. I mean, it was wonderful having the opportunity to take this character that's never been seen before on screen. As much as you do get to know him in our story. And to really play with the physicality, how he moves, how extrudes his tentacles, how, what, because there's a difference between, I mean, as a symbiote, there are differences between, say, Venom and Carnage. For those who know of they're obvious. He can actually change molecularly. He can actually change himself, so he can go from being he can turn to mist, he can turn to all manner of tendrils, he can take different forms, he can weaponize, he can do all of these different things.
Chaos soon come.
For the final reveal, for this moment that you see in the trailer, the first time you fully see Carnage, we just wanted, again, to not give too much away, but just to give a little snapshot of the energy, of the crazy energy, the weapons, the tendrils, just a little moment for everybody to get their first teased kind of look
at great shot
of what he's going to be like.
Is the loneliest number that you ever do.
Is that Woody Harrelson singing?
The chocolate delivery hasn't arrived yet.
No!
We had a deal.
What's gonna happen? You gonna stop protecting me?
I am happy to eat, Mrs. Chen.
No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen.
What?
The fact of the matter is that there's a normality and an everydayness to carrying a symbiote around inside you. And one of those things is you have to make sure your symbiote's fed, quite frankly. And Mrs. Chen, who's a character we come back to, and the convenience store that we've established in the first movie, it's a real touchstone place. And there are a number of scenes that happen there. It's like plugging back into normal world for a second, and yet you can just see from Eddie's expressions throughout this that he's now, and of course that Mrs. Chen knows about Venom, so she's not freaked out by it until Eddie's sort of mildly threatens her with what might happen if she doesn't keep the secret.
Nothing?
And then finally, this is one of the moments from the movie. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to give too much away, but it's a nice way of showing you a little bit more of Carnage and the fact that he's coming right at you, and that he is, again, going back to what I was talking about earlier with how he weaponizes, how he is able, the tendrils, how they work, how his physicality works. But just the very, almost here we leave him in this semi-godlike shot, very, very Leonardo da Vinci sort of iconic shot of
Zack Snyder-esque
that we want to leave you all with. So that's the trailer, the first trailer. Hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and you've been so patient. We're all dying to see it in the cinema on the big screen. For a lot of this time, of course, during COVID, we've been working away on small laptops and computers, and all separated. The whole team's been across the world. There's been a global effort to bring this movie together. So we are thrilled when you finally do get to see it. When you see it in the cinemas. There's a lot of love and a lot of excitement, and we really seriously hope that you enjoy it.
God, that money shot. I want to see Monster Rock. And the Carnage symbiote takes over Doc Ock. I want to see that on the big screen. I remember that N64 Spider-Man game, like the last level was you had to escape Monster Ock. Man, terrifying. I will say I do have more of an appreciation for the trailer now that Andy Serkis has talked about it. Just, how humble he is and just how much he wants the fans to enjoy it. How he has studied the comic books, the characters, countless hours of researching to get this story right. Like I said, I'm rooting for Andy Serkis to deliver something epic, something that could be a surprise amongst the year of many comic book movies. Again, there's quite a few of them got pushed from 2020 to 2021, so it's going to be a packed second half. I get the sense that they are going to be doing some world building with the Spider-Verse. It's no secret that Sony wants to build their own universe and eventually get away from Marvel. They've tried to, play tough with negotiations in the past. And so if this movie is a success, I think they're going to continue down that road where they eventually separate from the MCU, because the Spider-Man, the Rogues Gallery, the universe, it's top two as far as like how vast it is and how grand that mythology is. It's right up there with Batman. So this was a neat commentary. I did like it. Like I said, I have more of an appreciation for the trailer, and I really hope Andy Serkis gets an R rating, not just for the violence, but I mean, you consider the characters Venom and Carnage. Like this, if there was ever a movie in the Spider-Verse that needed to be or should be rated R, it's this movie right here. I don't want them to sugarcoat anything, especially with a character like Cletus Cassidy. We know that R-rated movies can be a success. You think about Logan, you think about Joker, Deadpool, the Deadpool movies. So there is a place in Hollywood for R-rated for these characters. But let's wait and see. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you noticed as far as Easter eggs, hidden details that I may have missed or that Andy Serkis was hinting at. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate your time and your subscriptions. All of you have a great rest of your work week. I'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with more videos. Until then, you guys take care. See you soon.